Hey guys, welcome to this video where I will talk about weapon advantage and why it's so important to have this and how do you maintain this. So first let me tell you, in my view of this game we have three major weapons. We have this one here, the rocket launcher, with the LG or the shaft as some still like to call it, and the railgun. Of course there are other useful items in this game, useful weapons I mean. But these are considered to most players to be the three most important ones. Like you can dominate certain situations with these weapons. That's what I want to talk about first. Like, why are these weapons so important? Well, because having these weapons allows you to put yourself into certain situations which normally you couldn't have put yourself into if you would not have this weapon. Say, if you don't have a rocket, your opponent has one. It would be very wise to walk through close corridors, for example, like here. Your opponent's here, he's gonna dominate this fight with his rocket. And of course, the same thing applies to the long range. Like if you have the railgun, while your opponent doesn't have it, you will dominate the long range fights. He cannot return any damage to you. You will be the one dealing all the damage. You could even pick up Mega. It's no big deal because he cannot touch you. You're the one who is giving damage here. With only 2 rails. And the Mega is denied. And the same thing applies for LG. Say this room for example. If you have LG, you have good chances of holding this room. You can go early to red. Your opponent, he's gonna try to come here while you're already there with the LG. He cannot drop onto your LG, that's just deadly. This is a close corridor, you can do a lot of damage to him here. Same thing here. So each of the three major weapons has its use. And if you are the only guy in the game who has one of the weapons, you can use this to play, for example, you only have the rocket, you can hold close positions. It's a really defensive weapon. That's why usually when you're out of control, first thing you're looking for is a rocket. You can save your ass, like even if he's 200 and you're only 100 or 150, you can do a lot of damage like this, just backing off, hitting these rockets. So I want to look at this. Let's say from the starting spawns, one of the players usually gets rocket and rail, while the other player gets LG and rockets. Let's say you're the player who gets the rail. Now it means you have the railgun advantage. You have this weapon while your opponent doesn't have it. Now your objective is you want to keep this advantage for as long as possible. Because in my eyes it's pretty much always worth more than like 100 points of stack advantage. Because you can just choose situations where he will not be able to attack you. Like you can just keep the long range, like I explained earlier. You just cannot do anything. It's a really strong advantage to have. But of course he will be looking to get a railgun as well. So how do you prevent him from getting one? Obviously, if you have a rocket, this position is easy to defend. But of course you cannot just stay here all game. You need to pick up items too. So let's say a situation like this. You're both having a fight here. You're the player in control. Let's say the Mega is spawning in 1 second. Now, he is weaker than you. He says I'm backing off, he's dropping here. Okay, so now you're left here. You know you can get Mega, you know you can get it for free. But you have the railgun advantage. And now, if you do decide to go for Mega, he has a free path to the railgun. And it's really rooted deeply in our instincts to get free items like this. You know you can get it, why not get it? Even if it does add a full 100 points to your stack, it's not always worth it, because your beautiful railgun advantage is gonna be denied now. So instead, what you should consider at least is going after him. Just leave the Mega up, you can always get it later, right? First look for opportunities. Say he's getting back into here. he is trying to get the rail while the mega is up. You just dropped there, you went to rail, he thought you will be going to mega, he expected this. But actually, he's trying to get rail now, and you have chosen to deny this gun. So you're here, you will quickly realize it's not gonna happen, and maybe now he will say, okay, if you're gonna control that, I will go to mega, I'll try to pick that up myself. Well, now you're in a position, of course, you could take that yourself if you want, but then you'll probably double back, get back to rail. You don't want that as well. So even if he does decide to go for mega, just keep hitting the rails or missing them. It's not even that big a deal, as long as you're keeping this advantage of having the railgun. Let's say you're jumping here now, and he's double backing onto the rail. Now you can sneak back. He doesn't hear you, so he will think you're getting the mega, and now you have the perfect trap on him. All I'm trying to say is you should think of ways of keeping this weapon advantage, because it is worth a lot more than a few item pickups, especially when you're already in control.